It's amazing how when you're a team and you going through a season and you feel like this is who you are, and all of a sudden, as you say, a couple of results, and you're like, where's that team gone? Do you know what I mean? It completely just seems to disappear.
It's character from the way, because there's none of them. Pardon my French. None of them are pricks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So none of them are going. None of them are going, I'm blameless. It's your fault. There's none of that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? They stay together throughout it, and even when I have a go at them, they stay together all the time. The team bond that they've got is incredible, and they wouldn't have won the league without it.
Yeah.
There's absolutely no way they'd win that league without it. The tightness that they've got, like they drink together after games, and again, totally different to my personality. It's made me realise I actually encourage it.
Yeah.
All this stuff about sports science, that I get that
Totally.
recovery. They're not going to do that.
Yeah.
They're going to go to ship and that, but they're not just teammates. They've got genuine friendships.
Yes.
And in those moments, it just sees them through.
Yep.
You know what I mean? And there's so many occasions where we've done that. Tynecastle, December, just before the day before the Christmas night out, we were absolutely dug meat, horrific. Nicky Reid scores late on and saves our weekend. Because I'm not sure I would have wanted them going to the Liverpool weekend away after getting beat off Tynecastle and end up winning that game. Yeah. Massive 3 points. I remember after the game just going, well done. Mm-hmm. You know, it's not about the performance. There's so many games where we maybe didn't play well and we won, but I'd relate that to Broxman the year before. Yeah. Broxman, I think I've seen 5 Broxman games where they ended up winning. I was just like, how have they won that game? Just never played that, and they would admit that. It's no criticism at all. Mm-hmm. And I kind of got that feeling through the season. Like, this is similar to Broxman. Yeah, how we win. The amount of times we'd win a game and then look at Twitter and go, fucking won. That was a hard game. Yeah. The way it's Socky, they've won 1-0. Gary Brasser scored late on again. Big Errol scored late on again. And I think we got in the habit of doing that. And we had that wee spell, October, November. We weren't that great, but we just managed to win games. Yeah. Winning when you're not playing well, it's what it's about to win leagues. That's what wins your leagues. That's what wins your leagues, mate. 100%. Like you watch every season, every game, whether it's, I mean, it's maybe a little bit different in the Scottish League with Celtic at the moment, but certainly other leagues, like they don't turn up and play unbelievable week in, week out. Like you've got to dig it in sometimes. And especially my level, there's so many variables. Yeah. I mean, there's so many variables. I remember we played Harry Watt, no great. Jamie Todd, who has been incredible all year, no as good by his standards. I think he was up on it because his wee one wasn't well. Right. You know what I mean? It's different things like that. You're playing midweek games and guys are working through the day and they're rushing away. The pitches are nowhere near as good as the highest level. I seen David Martindale say there's some pitches in the Championship we can't play on. Aye. And I remember actually listening to it and thinking, well, what about my level then? Because the style that I play is completely different to what I'd like to play. Yes. But you need to adapt. Of course you do. And that's what it is. And half the games at times are fights. Yeah, and we definitely say, I listened back to the first one we did and we definitely got into that. It's about like, it's, trying to look to kind of play that tiki-taka, Pep Guardiola, nice style of football is all fine and well, but if the pitch is, I remember I came and watched you guys play against Haddington one night and it would have been pissing rain all day. I think it was the season before. And, I mean, no one can play in that. Like the pitch was just a mudbath. Like you can't knock it around in that. Like it's just got to be kick it forwards and just be a bit of a battle. Like it has to be. Aye, and the message is very much just playing opposition half. Exactly, yeah. And we are again different. If you think years ago somebody said, right, you're going to be a manager, what would you want your team to look like? Yeah, it is different. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? There's no false nines here. Like no. You know what I mean? We had Johnny Cotter, who was massive for us last year. You can go direct. Mm-hmm. I've signed Sean Brown this year, so if we need to go more direct to Sean, he's an absolute handful. Yeah. Sometimes I'll go with the two of them. Yep. I mean, again, Broxman, Errol Douglas, Gary Brass, absolute handfuls to play against. Mm-hmm. And other games will be different. You know what I mean? You need that balance of players. Of course. You need physicality, and then you need guys like Joe Smith who have just got pure, absolute quality and score big goals at big times. So it's about adapting to different things. We actually make a running joke at we play great football the first month and the last month of the season when the pitches are good. Yeah. And then it's in between bit. Yeah. Probably aren't as pleasing the eye, but I think MD, who's managed the coach at this level, totally understands that. Definitely. I think they definitely would do. And the best managers, the best teams, A, adapt, and B, as you just said, like build a squad to go, right, there's certain types of games we need certain types of players that we need to play in a certain way, right? And I think that's where, even at the top level, everyone's tried to kind of go down that
that pep route of looking to open up and play. And I think it's slightly shifted, and people are like, do you know what? I'm going to come in and adapt things and be a bit more, because now teams are used to teams playing like that too, right?
Yeah.
So it completely, now all of a sudden you've got to be a bit more creative. You can't just play that way. You've got to adapt.
It's about adapting, and like I say, that's the football you all love to go and see, is that type of football.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? That's 1,000,000%. I watch games, I just go, wow, that's amazing.
Yeah.
You know, obviously your top ones, your Cities, Liverpool's, and that. But even your Brightons and that, you look and think, like, really, really impressive. And the game's so different. Actually, I probably just try and enjoy those games more, because people say, like, do you watch those games to learn from? It's actually very difficult, because I'll look at Brighton and they'll build up 6v5, and I'm going, it's a fucking waste of time me even watching that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? There's actually no point. I'm better spending my Tuesday night going watch a lone league game.
100%.
A team that's more similar to my level, and going, right, how do they go about it?
Yeah.
How do Bonnig play on their pitch? Things like that. Because there's no way. If I came in now and went, lads, I watched the Man City game at the weekend, we're going to this. Your senior players are going, no, we're not.
Yeah.
Like, Gaffer, no, we're not.
We're
not doing that. That's no us. Don't ask us to do things that we're not able to do.
Mm-hmm.
And I think so many people try and do that, and they fail because of it.
Yeah.
And I play a different way now. If this year we moved our home pitch from Bank grass pitch to Meadowbank, Lovely Big Astro, we would play in a different way.
Of course.
1,000,000% we play in a different way. We
Of
play
course.
with more width. We get the ball down a lot more. The way we trained would be different. We would work on build up so much more.
Yep.
But there's no point in doing that.
No.
It's completely different. You need to adapt.
No, I agree. And I think as you're saying there, to kind of round up, just talking about the season, it's all about like understanding what you've got, right, and understanding how to get the best out of it. And as you said there about having the boys go out for drinks and stuff like that, I think honestly, I think the top players do it a little bit more than we're aware of.
Oh,
I'm not saying that they don't. I'm not saying they do it every week, but I think they're allowed to do it more than you think they are.
Yes.
And secondly, also, as you say, at your level, if you're gonna come in and be like, boys, like, no, you can't drink during the season, take it seriously. As you said, it's like it's not their job, right? Like, they've got their jobs, they've got their lives. Like, they're not coming to feel like they're at another workplace. It's about being with a group of boys, being with mates, like creating that friendship, and going for beers after games, and that's a huge part of that.
I think it's been fair to them as well. Like, sometimes we done it again. Start of the season we played, I think it was Dunbar midweek game. And it was start of the season, and I was like, right, should we train the Monday? And I thought Monday's just important. I went, there's still stuff we can do, a bit of 11v0, set pieces. We ended up scoring from a set piece in the game.
Yeah.
I remember saying to him, like, lads, I'm going to bring you in on Monday, but you know fine well during the season you're going to get the Monday off shout a few times before big games.
Yeah.
And I'll be fair to him. I totally understand. These guys have got family. These guys have got work commitments. I think it is just about being fair with them.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, these guys need to go and run about for me at the weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not going to suck up their ass, but they do need to not like me. They need to respect me. They need to go, you know what, he is actually trying to be fair.
Of course.
And if I've never once been, if someone's families, somebody's not well and that, if they need to miss training, they miss training.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I understand the level, and it's try to get that sweet spot of professionalism. But I think if you try and go overboard, people are going, nah, I'm not having this.
Yeah.
I don't weigh my players. I don't do body fats.
No.
But I don't need to, because they train with intensity every single week. Their intensity levels are incredible.
Yep.
And that's, for me, that's the most important thing. I don't need numbers to look at if somebody's at it or not. I can just watch them in terms of the way they train.
Yeah, the eye will be able to tell you, man. And I think, seen a Brian Clough thing the other day on Instagram on that Keep on the Deck page of him talking about getting asked about management, and he's like, it's all about like knowing your players, knowing their families, you know, knowing the kids, asking them that stuff, as you said, like giving them time off. He's like, the tactics and all that, like, you know, that's a very minute part of actually what it is to create a good team.
I think especially, like I've always said that, especially my age as well, I think if I was totally different with that, I think people would be like, what's he doing?
Yeah.
I'm 29 years old, you know what I mean? I understand that.
Yeah.
Understand, like, it's, but I also know there's times to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Like I know fine well, I've done it at times where we've had a Tuesday game after a Saturday, and I'm going, lads, I need you to take it easy. And they absolutely do. They'll go I've seen when they're Raviston have one and they're away a lot quicker. They're maybe just having me on their way uptown right now.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
But they'll have a lot less to drink than what they will if it's Saturday. The Saturday, they've got a week off.
Got you.
You know what I mean? And I trust the perfect, and it's a bit of give and take from the two of them. Like, if you're going to be fair with me and you're going to work as hard as what they do for me, I'm going to try and repay as much as I can to them, because they do give me so much.
Yeah, absolutely. No, that's good. That's good. To wrap it up then, what would you say for yourself this season, what was like the biggest lesson you learned that you'll take into next season?
I'll probably steal Hibs manager David Gray's one with no too high, no too low.
Okay, yeah.
I hear him say all the time.
Yeah.
And he was saying at the start when he had that difficult spell, I think it's just that. It literally is just taking every game as it comes. Football does that to you where you win a few games you never think you'll lose, and then you have a couple of bad ones. And that drive home after Genefield, after those couple of bad results, was really, really difficult. Like bones in my arse. That was horrible.
Yeah.
Very, very difficult. But I think that just will be. I think you control the controllables. We can control how we train, how we play. Some things will go against you, refereeing decisions or mistakes that people aren't meaning to do. But that's probably the biggest thing, that not too high, not too low.
Yeah.
And just take it. You're only as good as your last game.
Of course.
Do not get carried away, because that's when football will kick you in the balls.
Absolutely, and it's the best way to go about it. Let it go. The best thing about football is there's always another game, eh? You can get back at it and do it again the next week.
100%.
That's the best thing about it, mate.
Definitely.